Hi, sorry. I walked away from the computer. Okay. Happy Friday, people. Tomorrow's my birthday. Exciting news for nobody but myself. So happy birthday to me. Actually, my birthday's in like an hour. Um, so I am wearing my Eminem shirt tonight. For a what? Sorry. Okay. I'm wearing my Eminem shirt tonight for a reason, for a specific reason. Um, um, I forgot everything I wanted to say.
So I want the Falcon hands and
Okay, so
fingers.
doing a stream. We're gonna talk about Candace Owens. She is someone I really do not like. Um, I have a lot of thoughts. I'll just say
So
that.
he's going in with the camera
Um,
too.
and that's why I wear my Eminem shirt. So
This is
I
epic.
have a whole list of videos, and we're gonna watch portions of videos.
He brought up fingers
Um,
or not.
I need to change the title of this video too. Can I do that?
Where's that?
Let's
Oh,
see.
this
Oh,
one.
I can do that. Candace Owens sucks. There we go. Okay. Um. Oh. Wow. Okay. Okay. I didn't know that was gonna end the stream when I
What?
changed the video name. I don't know what happened. So
Falcons
whatever.
was the one.
But yeah, Candace Owens sucks. So happy birthday, Jane. I sent you
Birthday
an
hands.
email with some recommendations for your true crime channel. Thank you, Harry. I have
No, they were pieces.
I have a long catalog of cases I want to do. But I will
Gloves.
look into your
Gloves.
recommendations. But I definitely have at least my first minimum 5 cases probably planned out. But
Okay.
well, strictly at least 3. But I have a whole load of other ones that I want to do. But I'm gonna be starting with David Elmquist. That's definitely gonna be my first one, and I definitely want to do Ellen Ray Greenberg. I want to do Nicole Brown. I want to do the OJ case. Tamala
Nice. What
Horsford
charge did you go for the
is
Falcons
another
with?
one. So I have a whole list, but I will definitely look into your recommendations as well. A lot of the cases I want to talk about, most people probably haven't heard of, unless you're like really into true crime, probably. But yeah, my first case is definitely gonna be David Elmquist, and I should have done this like 2 years ago, but I was on drugs, so I never got around to it. And it's probably better I didn't do it then. So that should be ready
Jeez.
soon. But tonight we're talking about Candace Owens, as I said. Um,
Alright, I forced our
and yeah, I
hand.
have a whole list of videos. Um, so Eminem just dropped
Yeah,
a new
yeah,
album.
more.
I was, or am,
Let them
but
closer, I
I
think.
specifically was a huge Eminem stan back in the day in middle school and high school. And I had Eminem everything. I bought etnies, and I got them custom to say Eminem on the back. I had Eminem posters, T-shirts,
That's what you need for the SSD.
Eminem, everything. I knew I had like 350 or 360 something Eminem songs on my little iPod. Um, I I love Eminem. So he dropped a new album. Um, it's pretty good, especially for new Eminem, especially for 50-year-old Eminem. Well, let's see. He was born in 76, I want to say. He was born October 17th. I want to say 1976. Hold on, let's see. Am I right? Fuck. October 17th, 1972. Okay, I was close. Marshall Bruce Mathers the third. Yeah, knew that. Anyways, yeah. 1972, I was close. I have not heard of Amelia Dyer. I have not heard of that case.
He honestly had it coming though.
I can look into it though.
No. That's wild.
I have no preference for solved or unsolved or anything like that. By the way, some people do. Some true crime channels have preferences for those things. I don't. What matters to me, I like talking about cases that specifically need justice. So, like David Elmquist and Ellen Ray Greenberg and Tamala Horsford, all of those.
It's not hard to get them.
Oh, I also want to do
It's really easy to get them. I'll show you.
Lauren Smithfield's. Not a lot of information on that one, but like fucking crazy case. Again, just like ridiculousness from the police departments and all that. But so yeah, I've been thinking about starting the recording done. I have most of like all the research done for the David Elmquist case. I mean, it's really been done, but I've been refreshing my mind, going over everything, so I have like a whole fucking notebook full of notes for that. So I'm gonna start recording that very soon. And Ellen Ray Greenberg is another case that I really care about because, again, super major injustices. She had over 20 stab wounds. More than half of those were to the back of her head and neck, and it was ruled a suicide, despite the ridiculous circumstances and the autopsy findings basically saying like the stab wounds to the back of her head and neck would have rendered her paralyzed, unable to continue the final stab wounds, and the fatal stab wound to her heart. So, and the dude's just, free. He's free, and same with David Elmquist's wife, who I also believe was responsible, and another case where that was written off as a suicide, despite the circumstances that seem to really point to otherwise. So, and these families are still fighting for justice. And Tamala Horsford is another one where, it was seen as like an accident, and the circumstances again point to otherwise, and the testimonies don't make sense, and these families are looking for justice. So those three cases are on the top of my list right now. And then with OJ's death recently, and I just have I don't know what it is with Nicole Brown, but I feel like I can like relate to her. She first of all, I was born exactly 9 months after she was killed, which I think is odd. We're both German photographers, and we've been in abusive relationships. I feel like there's something else too, but I feel like I might be her reincarnated. Just kidding. But it is pretty strange. But anyways, so yeah. Let's get started with this shit. I've been wanting to talk about Candace Owens for a while because I really don't like her. She's on the list with Pearl of one of the women I really just don't like in the manosphere. And Eminem then dropped his album mentioning her, and I figured what better timing. So we're going to start with her response to Eminem, just because I think it's funny. I'm only going to play a little bit of this, and then we're going to go to her appearance on the Whatever podcast, and then go through some of her interviews with Piers Morgan and Don Lemon, and a couple other videos. So should be fun. Why can't I scroll? Okay.
Everybody, happy Friday. We are coming at you live.
What's something that you owe
Music, and I'm going to take you. So people in the live chat are calling him Feminem. They're calling him woke, shady. Here's what I will say about Eminem. I heard the music, and I'm going to take you through the lyrics. And it's become very apparent to me that Eminem is having his Hillary Clinton hot sauce moment. Now, if you don't remember what that moment was, back in 2016, she was doing the obligatory rounds and having to pretend that she likes black people. And she visited Charlemagne the God and the Breakfast Club, as is mandatory for all presidential candidates, especially Democrat ones. And she had this moment when she was asked what she carries in her bag. Take a listen.
No more questions? They said no, she has to go.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working?
It's kind of weird. The more I watch that clip, the more I kind of like her. That's just like very honest. She's like, I'm pandering to black people, and I just want to know if it's working. I've got hot sauce in my bag. In case you don't know why she said that, that was because at the time, Beyonce's song Formation was viral, and there's this moment where she says, I've got hot sauce in my bag, swag. So Hillary Clinton was talking and speaking with black people, and she wanted them to vote for her. So what better way than to...
Not gonna lie, I have a super white friend. She's Irish. Her mom is literally from Ireland, like has a Irish accent and everything, and she carries hot sauce with her. I bought her like a little mini bottle of hot sauce that she can carry with her because she brings it with her everywhere because she has to eat, like everything she eats has to have hot sauce on it. But I don't know if Hillary Clinton be like that.
To use a clever Beyonce lyric when asked what she always has in her purse, because obviously she travels with hot sauce in her bag, swag. Get it? Is it working? It didn't work, guys. She lost the election, so that's just a quick update for you. But you know who is putting that on, who is putting on his best Hillary Clinton 2016 impression? Eminem, in the ultimate pander to black America. He's just like, please buy my album.
Are you in all tier 5?
I just want to say something.
That's
Eminem doesn't have to pander to
right now.
shit for people to buy his album, okay? He doesn't have to. He could be fucking in Joe Biden mode, rapping in the studio, and people are gonna buy that shit. Like he won't even forget he'll forget his lines, and he'll still manage to make them rhyme somehow, and people are gonna buy that shit. He doesn't need to pander to anybody. And I love how like hold on, it gets better.
So many of them are flopping. I will say anything. What do I have to do? Who do I have to throw under the bus? So he starts by basically, he has got the song, it's called Lucifer, and he obviously throws Kanye under the bus first. He's just like, oh, nobody cares about Kanye anymore, as if anybody even knows where Eminem is. Kanye is still making a lot of headlines. Eminem, on the other hand.
Did he actually, him and Kanye are like boys. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if he actually did that, but that would be surprising to me.
You through these lyrics because there's a lot happening here. First thing I want to say is Eminem is obviously a gay man. It's very sad that Eminem cleaned out his closet but never came out of his closet. But let's get to these lyrics. I'll read them.
Where the fuck did that come from?
You're back. You want to run more?
Where the fuck did that come from? How is that obvious, and where did that come from? He jokes about that all the fucking time. I don't. Eminem is obviously a gay man. No, she wanted. She doesn't even think that. She just tried to throw in that stupid joke about the closet, like it's like fucking new, or clever or something. By the way, the title of this video is Eminem drops a diss track about me. Okay, just keep that in mind. That's the title of Candace's video. It's 41 minutes long. Okay, and she probably talks about Eminem for like 10-15 minutes, and that's what she names the video title. Just keep that in mind.
To you, he writes or says or raps, and Candace O, I ain't mad at her. I ain't gonna throw the fact BITCH forgot she was black at her. Oh, laugh at her like them crackers
She misread that. I ain't gonna throw the fact bitch forgot she was black back at her. That's what he said. Okay, continue.
Back in after her back is turned in a cute MAGA hat with her brand new White Lives Matter shirt. Haha, nope. Or say this MAGA dirtbag in a skirt just opened the biggest can of worms on the whole planet Earth. Call her Grand Wizard, yeah, Candace, haha, or Grand Dragon, or like the national anthem, I won't stand for the tramp. Why? But I can diss her, because my plans are to get in her pants, and I'll blow my chance if I answer back to her. Oh, but I can't diss her because his plans are to get in my pants. Ew, you disgust me. Okay, a lot going on here. I think first and foremost, I just would like to again remind people that he is in fact a struggling internally gay man. And so there's a lot happening with Eminem, and we should pray for him. On the second point, the way that we know that is because he's actually recycling things that black women have said about me on the internet. Like he's pretending this is original, calling me Candace. It's not. This is like he's just...
She's so mad. She's so mad. She's like, ugh, I don't know. I love it. I love it.
Recycling the black women that don't like me on the internet have a lot of names for me, one of them being Candy O. So he's like watched what they're saying, and I guess someone who was listening to him in the booth was like, yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, drop the beat. They're really, 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 really going to like that. By the way, there's a second song he also dropped. This one's called Bad One, and the lyrics are this about me. Yeah, this whole subgenre with all these corny white rappers, I'm not a fan of it. It ain't my fault, but like sock puppets, I had a hand in it. This $1,000 in my hand is just like what Candace did when she turned her back on her own race, because I have abandoned it. Oh my, so cool. That's a tough one. That's so tough. The black community is going to be going crazy. Not. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Actually, I'm doing this because I want to help him go.
Okay, Harry said, in all seriousness, though, regardless of what you think of Candace, a black person has every right to vote for whomever they so choose without having their identity called into question. No, yeah, obviously. I don't think that's the point of contention. People aren't calling her Candace just because she's a Trump fan. There's lots of other reasons for saying that. Like she... I don't know. I don't have it examples off the top of my head, but she clearly, I don't know, has in the past at least shown just kind of like I don't know. I don't even really want to comment on it as a white person, but she just seems to have some kind of like tension with I don't know. But that's not why him and a bunch of other people are calling her Candace. It's not because she's a Trump fan, period. Like, there's more to it. I don't really watch her, and like I don't think, I don't know, we're gonna get more into that as we go into her like political shit, but I think she seemed to, I don't know, from what I've been watching, she seemed to calm down on the black issue stuff. She seems more like, I don't know, she's on this whole like Jewish thing right now. But I think when like, and I don't know, I don't even really want to speak about it honestly, just like, but when Black Lives Matter was happening, and I know like lots of, you don't have to support Black Lives Matter as a black person, obviously, right? They have a lot of like shady shit going on, a lot of like corruption within that and stuff. But I think there were some comments she made during that period, and just like I should have had examples. That just like wasn't really the point of me talking about Candace tonight, though, was those issues. So I didn't come prepared with like examples. But yeah, it has nothing to do with her being a Trump voter.
Viral because this is sad. This is very sad. I want you to feel sad for Eminem, because this is just not the way for someone's career to go down the drain. And I want us all to do our part to help make Eminem relevant again at the very least, and he can be relevant just by me
Okay, she's like, hold on.
speaking about him. He understands that. By the way, I did TMZ earlier. Relevant again for someone's career to go down the drain. And I want us all to do our part to help make Eminem relevant again at the very least, and he can be relevant just by me speaking about him. He understands.
So I just think it's funny. She's talking about like, oh, you know, Eminem needs Candace to make him relevant again. Meanwhile, the title of her video is Eminem drops a diss track about me, and she only talks about him for like 10 minutes. So
Understands that. By the way, I did TMZ earlier. They were asking me.
it's also like another thing is like she's like a Nick Fuentes, like basically supporter, right? She aligns herself with white supremacists often, and shit like that.
Me like, you know, in part though, aren't you honored that someone who's recognized as the greatest white rapper of all time is dedicating all this time to you? And I said no, because it would have meant something if he was at his prime. As an example, Dave Chappelle, he made a really, honestly, it was kind of a hideous joke about me. I didn't think the joke itself was funny, but I did appreciate the fact that Dave Chappelle, who is the most famous comedian in the entire.
Okay, so there's that. Anyways, I just wanted to start that off with that because it's funny and I love Eminem. But yeah, we're going to jump to, let's see, I was going to start with her Don Lemon interview, and then I was going to go to her on the Whatever podcast. But I think I'm just going to start with the Whatever podcast, and then go from there. Yeah. Okay.
Hey there, I'm Olivia Bentley.
All right. So she went on Whatever. This is from 10 months ago. And yes. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. All right. We're going to start with this. So she's pregnant. She's like 30 weeks pregnant in this video, by the way.
Very long, thick packet of crimes that they decided not to mention or to. Real lives are impacted when something goes viral, and especially when something goes viral and produces the wrong answer, lives can be destroyed. And in this particular circumstance, you have a man and his nephew that are in prison, and they get love letters, and they've got fiancés and adoring fans and people writing songs about them. And that's all because Netflix was able to produce a docuseries, and people believe that everything they watch is real. And so I'm really interested in dissecting the deceptive media narrative in a bunch of different circumstances, just, you know, what they're feeding people, what people think is the norm.
Okay, this is all about the Stephen Avery thing, I think.
What people think will bring them happiness, what people think is true. And so that's kind of been my shtick, so to speak, for the last 10 years.
I remember seeing Making a Murder when it came out. I think it was 2015.
Correct.
I imagine
Innocent suspects. Alec Baldwin got behind the Stephen Avery innocent train Netflix.
those.
I can definitely tell you this because this will be within the next 24 hours. People will be able to see this. But just skipping over who he was before he have a couple of drinks, and I think that was kind of the most egregious thing. Really unpacking everything that they chose to leave.
Documentary. Yeah. Can you guys look into the Tiger King? Could you guys maybe Matt
Walsh and the Tiger King is irresistible. Yeah.
Do you think that'd be Matt Walsh would be the best?
Okay.
Married Paul
And
what is everybody's current relationship status? So, are you single? Are you in a talking stage, situationship, friends with benefits, relationship, married, polycule? Are you whatever maybe? So, if you're single, how long have you been single? And what's your longest relationship? Starting with you, go ahead.
I'm in a relationship. I have been for about 1.5 years, and my longest relationship is 2 years.
Okay.
I am single, and my longest relationship was probably about 4 years.
How long have you been single?
I've been single for about, I want to say 1 year now.
Okay.
I'm single. My longest relationship was like around 3 to 4 years, and I've been single since like February, around there.
Okay.
Single. I've been single for 6 years almost now, so.
Since you're pretty much 18, you've been single?
Right.
Okay, gotcha. Did you have like a high school boyfriend or anything like that? Or
Yeah, I think I dated 2 guys in high school, but it was very
at the
brief.
same time?
No,
Oh, separately.
definitely
Okay. Okay. Okay, gotcha. What about you?
So I just got
Why
out of
would
a
you
relationship
assume
of
that?
6 months with a federal agent, and I am single, ready to mingle.
Federal agent?
Yeah.
CIA? FBI? Coast Guard?
Oh,
Oh wait, that's not it. Never mind.
federal agent down in Texas. So
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. And what's your
long.
longest relationship you've ever had?
I would say 7 years.
7 years. Were you married or?
I was.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. All right.
I'm currently single. My longest relationship was a little over a year, and I've been single for about 1 year.
I just started talking to somebody a couple weeks ago, but I guess I'm single, and my longest relationship was about 3 years.
Wait, sorry, you just started talking to somebody, but you're...
I've been single since February 2022, and so it's really fresh.
Okay.
So I would still consider myself single.
It's early on, okay. Candace? what
I'm
about-
married. I'm married. Third child on the way. Third child will be here in 10 weeks.
Oh, you're pregnant right now?
Yes. Are you kidding me? Very
Oh,
pregnant right now.
okay.
Yeah.
How
But it's good
far-
of you not to assume, right?
Yeah, I
You
don't
might
want
get in
to.
trouble
I
one
don't want.
day.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
get into any trouble.
Yeah.
You're how far along?
30 weeks.
30. Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Any
rounding
thoughts on
corner
it? Is
here.
it a boy?
Thoughts
girl?
on whether it's a boy? No,
Well-
I have a biological
Well,
understanding that it's a boy.
Okay. No, I didn't mean it that
Let's
way.
keep
I
the
didn't mean
thoughts
that
out of
way.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's definitively a boy, and I have one boy already at home who's 2, and I have a little girl that's 1. So we're on the back. I've basically been pregnant for 3 years, so this is kind of my permanent state at the
Sure.
moment. Yeah.
Well, it's, I mean, it's
Congratulations.
yeah,
Thank you.
congrats,
Thank
and
you.
it's certainly impressive that you still you're working like crazy, and
Yeah, well, otherwise you'll just drive yourself crazy.
yeah, sweet. And how long have you been married for?
4 years.
4 years.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay. And you said earlier on that you used to be kind of left leaning or super left
Definitely
leaning.
left leaning.
Okay.
Yeah. Which
Like
I think
nose
is pretty.
ring, pink
No,
hair.
no, there's no old photos
No?
that are going to
Okay, okay,
surface of
okay.
me in a pussy hat screaming about aborting my children. I'm
Gotcha.
safe in that regard. But I mean, I would say I was definitely on the left, held liberal perspectives, which I think is actually really normal when you're young. I think when you're young, you kind of associate liberalism with freedom, and you're like, well, I mean, even the word sounds better to be a liberal than to be a conservative. So I think that's why they have that quote that if you're not a liberal when you're young, you don't have a heart. If you're not a conservative when you're older, you don't have a brain. So it turns out I had a heart and I do have a brain. So now I'm a conservative, and but I'm actually happy that I used to be a liberal because I think I understand why people gravitate toward it, and it helps me better able to communicate to people because I can understand where they're at. Yeah.
Got it. And since I feel like politics is sort of related to dating because obviously I assume most people want to date and partner with someone who has shared values. So let's go around the table. What's everybody's politics? Would you consider yourself, let's say, liberal, moderate, conservative, apolitical?
I mean, I guess I would have liberal stances, or what people would call liberal stances. I don't like to call myself a liberal, but that would be where I guess you
Progressive,
would put me.
maybe?
Progressive would be a good word for it. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess liberal.
Okay.
Or liberal.
I consider myself a progressive.
Okay.
I would say I'm is an independent where it's like in between, but kind of more so leaning right, just based off of how I was raised.
How were you raised?
Super conservative, super religious.
Okay. So maybe moderate politically. Maybe are there some things you're a bit more progressive on, other things you're a bit more
Yeah,
conservative on?
yeah.
Okay. What about you?
So when I started out in my early 20s, I can relate to Candace. I was a little bit more on the left, and then as time has gone on, and I've worked real jobs and I've been out in the real world, I'm more to the right. I am independent, and I don't like our two-party system. I think it's failed, but I would say I lean more to the right.
Okay.
I was raised very liberal, but I found myself becoming more conservative, especially over the past 3 years. But I wouldn't fully call myself a conservative yet. I would just say I'm still centrist.
Good place to be.
Same. I used to be pretty liberal, but I am very, very conservative.
Oh, you already answered. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So I have a first question here. So I'm trying to hold on. I'm seeing where I want to start here. Actually, wait. We had one chat come in. I'll just read it while we have it. Goodest boy. Thank you for being on the show, Candace. But the world is effed. Can already tell from the panel that your views will not change their Apple.
Simps donated $200.
Nick, can you boost the audio a little?
Dear Candace, what are your thoughts on Proverbs 21:19? Better to
And that inspired to marry the right person. We just jumped.
Whatever podcast. So your thoughts on Proverbs 21:19?
I like that we just jumped right into the Bible. That's awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
I would say that, yeah, you should aspire to marry the right person. Definitely.
Okay.
Without question, you should aspire to marry the right person, and part of that is making sure that when you're dating somebody of value, and that also when you're considering looking for someone of value, you also take a second to measure yourself and see if you are a person of value that's worthy of marrying. Because I think people forget that part, that's almost the most important part.
Got it. So recently, a video went pretty viral on the internet, and Candace, you actually tweeted about it. Something about shashuka. I don't know if I'm.
So like my thing with Candace is like, it's disappointing because I think she's smart, and I like her in a way. Like I like her who she is. Like she's very opinionated. She's smart. She seems very like driven. Like I think she could be like a really oh my god. Oh okay. Sorry, I thought my desktop audio was muted the whole time, but never mind. I think she could be like a really good role model for women and stuff, and then she just disappoints. And I think she I don't know, it's like kind of the same with Pearl, but not so much. I have way less respect for Pearl than I do for Candace Owens. But I don't know if she's grifting or I don't know what it is. I want to like her, but I think she just has really bad takes sometimes, and I just feel like she has so much more potential, and it's just like a letdown. So as we start to go through these videos, I'll make clear what I'm talking about.
Saying that right. So Nick, if you can pull up a video, we're going to just have the panel react to it. And then before you go full screen on that, so Matt Walsh posted it, and I saw this everywhere. I saw it yesterday. Her life doesn't revolve around her family and kids, so instead it revolves around TV shows and pop stars. Worst of all, she's too stupid to realize how depressing this is. And then Candace, quote, X'd it? Quote tweeted? I don't know anymore. Quote X'd it. This is what was future. Wait, this is what was. This is what a future depression, Xanax, and wine combo nights alone looks like. But hey, the shashuka.
It's gonna be amazing.
So let's play the video. Nick, if you can go full screen on it, and then we'll get the panel's reaction.
Xanax wine nights.
It's 10:45 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm 29 and single, and I don't have kids yet. Here's what your Saturday morning looks like when you're single at 29 and you don't have a kid running around the house. I didn't rise from my bed until 10:15. Every time I thought, I should probably get up and do something. I thought, why? Nobody's making me. I'm not missing out on anything. I went to Beyonce last night, and I didn't get home until 1 a.m., and I danced and drank my little heart out, and I didn't pay a babysitter to watch my kids as I did that. And I woke up a tad hungover this morning, which is probably why I was in bed for so long, and I was just scrolling on my phone, and I saw a picture of shakshuka, and I thought, it sounds really good. Maybe I'm gonna learn how to make shakshuka today. I have no plans, and I don't have kids, and I don't have a husband, and I don't have errands to run. I can go to the grocery store and learn how to make shakshuka. So that's on my agenda today. Also on my agenda, probably a rewatch of some Real Housewives of New York. I'm also doing a rewatch of Normal People on Hulu, which is really spicy, and I highly recommend. Weirdly, I'm into this documentary on Netflix about blue zone countries, so I've got a pretty stacked day. Anyway, I say all this to say, whenever I'm hard on myself about why I'm not married and I don't have kids and I should be further along at 29, almost 30, I wouldn't want to do anything else this Saturday. And I know that you can do all these things when you have kids and you're married, and I understand, but the effortlessness and ease of my life, just kind of focusing on myself and the shakshuka I want to make or the Beyonce concert I want to go to really pays off when I'm hard on myself for not being where society tells me I should be in life.
I thought it was going to be really her going, shot.
So, why do you guys think that this video went kind of crazy viral, and what's the analysis here?
I mean, it went crazy viral because Matt Walsh tweeted it. Let's be real. That would have just gone into the ethosphere on TikTok, and no one would have talked about it had he not picked that up and tweeted it.
Well, was Matt? I don't know if Matt Walsh was the first
he
person.
Was.
Oh, was
yeah.
he really? Okay, yeah. I didn't know that.
But I guess what's interesting to me is that this woman has actually even said, she gives herself a hard time. She wants to be married. She wants to have children. So I don't think that it's right to demonize her and act like she's going to have a depressing life when she just hasn't found the right person, because clearly she wants those things, and she's trying to make herself feel better and other people in that community feel better about not being that far along. Because like you said, you wanted people to settle down with the right person, take their time, figure out if that's the right person. So just because she's 29, you're saying that it's too late for her and she's going to be doing Xanax and drinking wine at night because she hasn't reached that point yet?
I didn't say that. That's not what my tweet said. That's not my
You said the
pizza.
future.
Yeah,
Right.
because she's obviously a narcissist, right? So like,
Why
the
would you
issue
think
first and
that?
foremost, let's not pretend this is one video that she made. It's her brand on TikTok. It's her brand.
She's obviously a narcissist. Okay. Like, that's just so extreme to jump to. She's a narcissist? She was putting herself down in her own video.
On social media, she talks about these are this community known as dinks. We're happy and we're childless. She talks about how great it is to be childless. So she has developed she's a social media influencer that talks about childlessness. So let's not pretend this is one woman making a video who just said, oh, I had a great Saturday. There's absolutely no reason.
She talks about childlessness. She talks about, I mean, if that is her brand, she probably talks about how she's single and doesn't have any children, in her late 20s. And, you know, obviously at that point, the clock's ticking, and lots of women are hard on themselves, and society is hard on women and you know, in their late 20s who are single and don't have children, and they feel like they should be further along in life. And so she probably makes like motivate, just like little videos that just like are supposed to be like, hey, it's okay, you're not the only one, I'm here too. And you know, there's some perks about being, you know, my life and whatever. Like, it's supposed to make other women in the same place feel better. I don't think she was like promoting, in fact, no, I know she was not promoting singleness and childlessness. She said, like, whenever I get hard on myself for this, this is just what I tell myself, like, life isn't so bad, blah 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 blah. I don't think there's anything narcissistic at all. I think most people can agree that the word narcissist is like being way overused today. People call everybody a narcissist, and that's something I thought like Candace Owens would be saying herself. But no, she's out here just calling people narcissists for no reason too, apparently.
If you had a great Saturday at 29 years old and you learned to make shashuka and you slept in at 11 until 11:15 or 10:15, whatever she said, that you need to bring up children. There's absolutely no reason. You just say, here's what I did today. I laid in all day. I did this. I did that. The fact that she has to correlate it to saying, and this somehow makes me better than people that have children, is the problem. She literally goes on to talk about not having children. It wasn't necessary in this video. So it's not like people are just shaming single women on the internet. You could go on right now and talk about what you've done all day, and there's no reason to bring up, but you know, having a child or not. She's actually doing the shaming, and now we're trying to pretend that she's the victim. She's not. She has a brand where she talks about child.
Who was she shaming? Who the fuck did she shame? Besides herself, maybe a little bit.
And she talks about leaning into selfishness and all the things that are amazing about not having children. Again, this is not the first video that she's produced. So the reason why, and if you're a man watching this, don't marry this woman. She's basically telling you she's selfish. She's telling you she's a narcissist. Everything she says is about me, 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 me. Even if you're single, you don't have to make your whole day revolve around you. You don't have to. You can get up in the morning. You can go help others. You can do other things. You can say, now that I have free time as a single woman, I can go dedicate time to the church. I can sing. I can do this. I can help people find God. That particular woman that you just looked at is a selfish bitch, and men should not marry her. That's my personal opinion.
You wanted to come in really quick?
Yes, I wanted to answer.
See, like, that is just so fucking extreme. Like, why? It's so extreme and unnecessary. And that's the part where it's just like, it's just disappointing. Because again, like, I would have liked Candace Owens. Like, she is very opinionated. She got to where she is, and I like how she you know, criticizes both sides. Well, I mean, maybe less so more recently, but she seems to just, like, you know, kind of like stand out from the norms and whatever. But it's just like, why do you have to go this far? Like, men, don't marry her. She's obviously a selfish bitch. Like, it's so unnecessary, and that's clear pandering. Like, clear pandering to the whatever audience, 100%.
To your question real quick, as to, you said why it went viral. I think it went viral because it's like, nowadays, it's like, it's relatable in our day and age. You know what I mean? Like 22, 23 years old. I don't know how old this girl is, but like 29 or whatever. But in my day and age, like, it's relatable to be like, haha, we don't got kids. Like,
You're 22.
Fuck them kids. You know what I mean? It's like,
I'm glad you're admitting that.
It's like that.
I'm glad
like,
you're admitting that.
It's like a term that people use. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's just relatable. Like, that's why it gets so many views. Is what, to answer your question.
I think that's really honest of you to say that.
You want to come in? Go
Fuck
ahead.
them kids.
Yeah.
No, I said
I'm
quote
just
unquote.
I was
That's what
gonna
they say. You know
Yeah,
what I
but you're
mean?
admitting that so that she's starting the fight. You're looking at
It's a
people that are
trend
moms
that are
Like,
trending.
I don't when,
It's a
when I'm with my kids.
Right.
I don't post videos and say F them single chicks with no kids.
Right.
She did the baiting.
She does do that though. Like she talks about that on her podcast all the time. She might not post on Instagram, but like that's what she's talking about.
Okay, and we responded. That's it.
I don't know.
Like it's
The
a new
first thing
trend
I was
type
gonna
thing.
say.
Hold on, let's just let Essie go ahead. Go
The
ahead.
first thing I noticed about the video was that she was putting people with kids down. It'd be fine if she was just talking about how her day was and wording it differently, but it seemed
No,
like
she
almost
wasn't.
immediately from the beginning of the video that she was belittling people with kids, which I think
No,
is like
she
the part of the
wasn't.
problem.
Pixie, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think this is like up to interpretation because personally, when I saw that video, my interpretation was like, oh, she's putting herself down because she's saying like, oh, you know, when I tell myself why am I not further along in life, you know, it's okay because at least I'm enjoying these things. So I could definitely see like depending on how you're looking at it or if you have further context why you would think she's putting kids down. But when I saw that video by itself, I was thinking like people are kind of going a little bit overboard in the sense that she says she's being harsh on herself. She doesn't have children, and these are just the things that have made her happy today. And I don't think that by itself, without additional context, is inherently wrong.
Anybody else?
Or
Tara,
narcissistic.
Did I say it right this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know the background of what other types of content and messaging she puts out, but just from that video alone, I don't think she ever, to me, I never got the impression she was shaming people that did. The women that were married to kids, it felt like she felt bad that she wasn't already there and she was just trying to be optimistic about it. And so I think it sounded more like her content was about making women who are childless and not married yet and are approaching the end of their reproductive years to like look on the bright side. But I really, and all my friends know I'm like so eager and ready for like marriage and kids. But I really honestly just didn't get that impression from that video alone that she was in any way.
So when she was talking
shaming.
about, I got to go to a Beyonce concert and I didn't have to pay for a babysitter. You
Yeah,
don't think that was
that's
belittling?
it's so
yeah,
she
that
was
was
obviously
selfish of her to say that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
but-
being selfish
and she's
she was
saying
being
that.
rude. And if it was flipped and a conservative woman with children said the opposite of that
Right.
to single women,
It would blow up.
It would blow up, and they would
Right.
say, "How rude of you! Why are you even mentioning single women? Just say you had a good day with your kids. That's
Yeah,
fine. If I
and
say
I
I
feel
woke
like
up, went to the
nowadays
park
it's
with my
like
kids, did that, okay." Chill. Why are you
People say that
correlating
all
it
the
to children?
time.
It doesn't make any sense. So, and like I said, she's produced more content, so that the context is important. She's leaned into this as a brand and as an influencer. So,
If anything, I think am I still live? Am I still live? Hello?